Hello. How's everybody doing out there? What do we got going here? Can you guys see me? I'm going to see if I can get onto it on Facebook. Hello. This is Jan Ricard. We're doing the Facebook Live. Well, actually, YouTube Live. I forgot what I'm doing here. So, I hope everybody can see me. Hi. How's it going? Can anybody see everything that's going on here? I know what I got here happening. Yay! We're on YouTube Live. Yay! Let's see what's going on here. Can anybody talk on here or what? Show live chat. Yeah. I'll show some live chat, see what happens. Yeah. Hey, you guys, can you get the dog out of here? Hey, we're going to start doing, we're going to make zucchini alla Parmesan. And I'm also going to do some homemade pasta so we can make lasagna with a lot of meat sauce. It's going to be very, very good. I hope everybody enjoys it. This is my first YouTube live, video. So we're hoping that it'll work out really well. So I'm watching myself on Facebook here and it's really funny. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make the zucchini alla Parmesan. And I hope everybody will be happy with it. And I made some tomato sauce for it, but we have to use, right now there's piles of zucchinis. I did make one already, and I did cook up some of the zucchini slices to get started, but I want to show you how we do it. So I have some of the zucchini here, and I'm going to slice it in long slices like we're doing, like it's a lasagna noodle. So what we do is, let's see if we can get it angled here. Okay. Can you see what we're doing here or not? Whoops, sorry. We'll get it right yet. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to slice it into thin slices. I'll just make one here, make a flat edge. It'll make it a lot easier. So I'm going to do these here. It's going to be cool. We're going to do thin slices like this here, like you're going to use lasagna noodles, except you don't use pasta. So people that are gluten intolerant, they can do this here. If you're a vegan, you can do it. Just use vegan cheese. This is always a good one. It's very, very tasty. And it's not long. It doesn't take long to make. So zucchini is full of a lot of water. So what I like to do is spread it out. And then we're going to put some salt on it to bring out the water. So we're going to just sprinkle it with salt. I don't know how much salt I got in here, so I'm just going to make sure that I have another salt shaker handy. But I think this will work. So it's going to bring out all the water. So I'm going to turn on my flat top so I can cook all this. Here I am again. Yeah, here I am. So I'm going to make just an 8x8. I already made one. Just a minute, I want to check to see how it is. Looking really, really good. It's almost ready. So I didn't want to make too big of ones because I wanted to make two so we could show you what it looks like after and how you do it now. So I did cook some up here. And what happens is after this has all the waters coming out of it, you're going to use paper and dab off the water. And then you're just going to take some flour. You can use gluten-free flour if you want to. And you're going to dredge it and you're going to fry it so it has a nice brown color like this here. And then the flour will also absorb some of the sauce when it's in the casserole. So what I'm going to do is start with it now. I made up some lovely tomato sauce with lots of green peppers and onions and stuff, and lots of good spices. Really, really good spices. I like my spices. So usually when you make any kind of lasagna, you always want to put a base of sauce on it, right? And you're just going to make it just like lasagna. Layer it and everything. Let's move these over a bit. So we're going to put some in the pan. Do a nice layer. I don't know if I'll have enough just with these ones, so that's why I decided to show you how to do the rest of it too. And then a little bit more sauce. And since it's Parmesan, zucchini alla Parmesan, we'll put some grated Parmesan cheese on it. There we go. Not a lot because you're going to get a little bit salt on it. We're going to add more after. It's because every layer is going to have it. So you're going to put your noodles the other way. Your zucchini noodles. That's what you call them? Yeah. So here we go. We're layering it the other way. Whoop. We just rip it here so it fits. And I'm going to need more. So as soon as those ones get all done here, I'll put a little bit more on here. And while we're waiting for the zucchini to actually be ready, just wash my hands a little bit. We'll start on the pasta. So it's a little bit Parmesan again. And we're going to layer another layer of noodles. Zucchini noodles. Well, we almost have enough for this whole thing. I think I need a little bit more on here though. So we're not going to finish this one off yet. Yeah, it's funny, I'm doing a YouTube thing, but on Facebook, it's just a little bit behind, which is really cool because I'm actually watching it on my Facebook as I'm doing this here. So we're going to let this sit for a while because we're not finished with it. We need some more. There's not enough on this thing, for sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, so you can see it's full of water here. So I'm just going to take napkins and I'm going to take off the water because otherwise it's going to be just too watery and it's not going to hold up when you want to cut your lasagna. So let's see, is that getting hot? I think it's pretty hot. I'm going to put some oil on my pan just to get it going. Here I am again, I'm back. And then I'm just going to dredge it in the flour, just so that way it'll bind together in this in the casserole, so it'll make a good solid casserole. So when you cut it, it's all in one piece, a really nice square. So I don't know if you can hear the sizzling. I put some oil on my pan so that way it can brown well. Of course, we need a better angle, I think, to see everything. But I need some more of these for the zucchini so I can put it on the thing. I don't put mozzarella on my in the middle of my things. I like to put a big pile of it on top. And I like also to save some sauce so I can just put a bit more on the casserole later when I'm eating it on the plate. There we go. So I think that's probably going to be enough here. I'll just finish these off later. Get rid of this here, because we're going to start on the lasagna and that. I got to wash my hands again. So yeah, it's so easy to make. It tastes good. Anybody can do it. And who doesn't have zucchini that somebody just gave you? That's how we got it. Zucchini's always good. So many things you can do it. Well, there's one more piece here. There we go. And just wipe up my counter here. I want to show you the zucchini alla Parmesan. I'm going to take it out of the oven. Just so you can see what it looks like. Here it is. Doesn't it look pretty good, eh? It's nice and solid. It's not moving around. Now, when you're going to cut your zucchini, Parmesan, or any lasagna and things like that, you don't want to cut it right as soon as you get it out. Give it about 10 or 15 minutes at cooling time so it can set. That way you'll have a nice piece that's going to go on your plate. And I don't see anybody actually commenting, so I don't know how it works, this live video. I guess we'll find out later. So here we go. Get rid of that. That one's ready. We're just going to finish off the zucchini after. So we get it into everything. I want to make some pasta. Pasta is so good. And I have my roller. Now, some people have a hand roller. Some people make their pasta by hand. But I'm lucky enough that I have, see if we can turn this here, a KitchenAid. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's great. My daughter bought me a KitchenAid. See if I can get it put on here. I only have so many electrical spots here. So, oh yeah, here we go. So this is really good. I'm just going to put this on here for now. No, I don't need this right now. Forgot. I got to use the other part first. I got to make the dough, which is going to be semolina flour. It's a hard flour. That's what most pasta is made out of. If you don't use a semolina, it's more like an egg noodle. So I'm going to cut it though half and half with 1 cup of flour, regular all-purpose flour, and 1 cup of semolina flour. Just a minute. I'm going to turn over those pieces of zucchini. So the zucchini is looking pretty good. Yeah, really nice and brown. So can you hear it sizzling? Sounds good, eh? Sounds really good. There we go. That's almost ready. The zucchini slices are almost ready. So I'm going to get my bowl for my machine here. See if I can get it on here right. It's always a task getting this thing on. They don't have the big bump on it like they used to. So you got to really play with it. So yeah. Anybody that's just coming on live again, it's we're making a zucchini alla Parmesan. We're going to make homemade pasta so we can make lasagna. There we go. Got it on, yay! First time. So we need a dough hook. I can use the batter thing, but it gets stuck in there all the time, the batter part. So I would rather just use the dough hook and then just kind of squish it down a bit. Let's see. Here's my cup thing here. Use a cup and a cup. So, and I did make some lasagna noodles already because I know you guys are going to be really bored watching me make these things. Because it probably took me a good hour just to make enough for the for one 9x13 pan. So we got 1 cup of semolina flour. One cup of all-purpose flour. Probably about a half a teaspoon of salt. That's about right. There we go. And then we need 2 eggs and about half a cup of water. Where did my eggs go? I lost them. Oh, here they are. Okay. I'm gonna finish this off in a sec because I see the zucchini is ready to take off. I want to get them into the oven. So here we go. We have the zucchini slices here. You can see them steaming. Yeah, looking pretty good. We're gonna finish off this zucchini so we can put it in the oven. I didn't put anything like the back in here. So it's hot, so I'm just gonna use this thing here. Layer them. When I make lasagna and also the zucchini, well, some people use tin foil to cover, but I like to use parchment because then any excess moisture dissipates, and so your casserole stays together better. It's not all watery and everything. That's what I find. Sometimes it gets all watery if it's sealed too much. A little bit more of this Parmesan, and the last row of zucchini. There we go. A little more sauce. Oh wow, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a really good supper. You guys gotta try this. It's so good. A little bit more Parmesan. I don't like putting my mozzarella cheese on until the very last, just to melt it so it doesn't burn. So here's a piece of parchment. I just lay it over top. Just protects it so it can finish cooking. So it can cook, I guess. Going in the oven. There we go. That's all ready to go. Oops. Papers in here. I'm going to be using this for the lasagna after. So here we go. Now we can go back to the lasagna for the pasta. I'm just going to mix up the two flours and the salt a little bit before I add the eggs and the water. I like to crack the eggs in here because you never know how many shells you can get into. So there we go. And a little water. I'm going to put that in there. In case I need a little bit more, I better do it. And then I use a fork to just kind of mix it up a bit. Just a little bit. Is everybody seeing this here at all? I'm hoping that people are talking. No, I don't know. I can't really tell. I'm going to bring this up. Turn this on. Add it to this. There we go. There it goes. So, here we go. We're getting the pasta happening. Now, the 1 cup and 1 cup is a pretty good mixture of flours. You can actually do this by hand. It's not so hard. If you use just semolina, it's really, really hard. I'm just going to use this here and get it going down in the bottom. But I made some earlier today, just to make sure, because I haven't made any for quite a while. I wanted to make sure I did it right. After all, there's a whole bunch of people hopefully seeing this thing. I hope everybody can hear me. This is a little different than when I'm doing the Facebook Live one, because I see only one person is actually on here. That's probably my friend. Yeah, maybe while that's mixing, I'll say something. Hey everyone, come and watch. Oh, it's mixing up pretty darn good here. I may have put a little bit too much flour in there. I'm going to have to stop for a second. I mean, not flour, too much water. I guess it's not a half a cup. It's probably more like about a quarter cup then. Let's see, bring this down here. Actually, no, it's not bad. Okay, bring it up again. So yeah. Doesn't want to grab it here. Ah, there we go. The balls are happening. Yay! That's what I wanted to do. It's got to get into a ball. Can you hear the machine working? There we go. Take this off of here. Take the dough hook out. And oh, let's push this back here. Can you see it here? It's a nice dough. Hopefully it'll work. You'll see how it works. So I think it's a little softer than the other one. So may need to put a little bit more flour in. You know, just work it a little bit on the counter here. Trial and error when you're doing pasta. It's been a few years since I made it with this machine. I did make it while I was in China, but I didn't have any semolina. I had to just use a regular whole all-purpose. So this feels pretty good. I kind of like this here. It's it springs back. Hopefully that is what I want. Okay. So what we're going to do now, I got to put the pasta roller on. As long as I put it on right. Last time I had it on upside down. It was kind of funny. It's like, what the heck? Okay. So we're going to see how it works here. Just push it. We're going to make it the hole quite wide at first. The rolling part. Let's see here. There we go. So I'm just going to have a little piece of pasta because it's going to make a lot of it. Now, and you can see like it's kind of falling apart. You have to do it a lot of times. I'm not going to do the whole thing on here. I'll finish it off later. I think I have enough pasta to make one lasagna. So you can see it starting to take a different texture on. Fold it again. way it folds into itself and kind of works it together. So you can see here, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to put a little bit more flour on it. Now I'm going to make it a little smaller, the hole. Oh. I found that the best thing to do, getting bigger, and then here, I'm going to cut it in half. It's best to have it so you can see your fingers through it. If you see your fingers through it, that's a good thickness. So far it's not doing it. Not quite right. Oh, just about. Oh yeah, look at that. You can kind of see, you can see my fingers through it now. I think that's a really good thickness. That's how I did the other one, so I think that'll be good. Tighten this up a little bit more. There we go. One more, I think we'll do it. So there's one dough I'm hoping to make. There we go, that's it. I'm going to finish with this here for now, because I want to show you how to do the lasagna. The lasagna is going to be with meat sauce, ricotta, bechamel sauce, because I know there was a gentleman from Italy that wanted me to show him how I make the lasagna with bechamel sauce. Now, bechamel sauce is, I made, let's see, where is it here? This amount here is white sauce. So what I used was 4 ounces of butter, 4 ounces of flour. I melted my butter, incorporated the flour, and added about 1 liter of milk, maybe a little bit more. But I had some leftover garlic butter, so I just used that because, well, you can't have enough garlic. That's for sure. You sure can't have enough garlic. So, yeah. It says, I clicked on the YouTube, it clicked me to clear off Facebook. Wonder what's wrong. Oh, I don't know, Joy. I have no idea. Maybe you didn't, sign up for my, subscribe to my YouTube channel yet. I think for some reason you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to get my pan and everything. Just a sec. Here we are. I don't need the flour anymore. Let's just remember all the stuff going. So what I did, I cooked up some noodles. I have a hair on me, just a sec. And feel it. So I cooked up some noodles. Doesn't matter how they look, because it's all going to be layered. And what I did was, you have to put it in the cold water, and then I layered it in wet cloth, so that way it'll stay nice. So we got those. Now let's see what we got. We got the bechamel. We have ricotta, spatuto, I don't know how you say it, but ricotta is really, really good cheese. I like ricotta on it. So yummy. So we have lots of ricotta. I'm probably going to get 2 pans of lasagna by the time I'm done. Oh, and I have a lot of meat sauce. I made this the other day. So, when I make my lasagna, I don't add a lot of Parmesan cheese until the very end. At the top, after it's all cooked. It's the only way to do it. Let's see here. So we have my pan, 9 by 13. Just going to use this here. I'll put some of this sauce on top, on the bottom, just to give it a base, so it doesn't stick on the bottom of my pan. If you just put your noodle on the bottom of the pan, it'll stick for sure. There. Okay. So we're going to do some noodles. Doesn't need very many noodles when you get these big wide noodles, I'll tell you. And then we're going to put some meat sauce. See if I don't throw everything on the floor. Yeah. So we got some meat sauce happening here. Don't put too much because it'll be sloppy. You just want to spread it out nice and even. So, you know, not a lot. I'm going to put a little bechamel. The bechamel kind of tastes like having Alfredo. Especially now that I put a little, I used garlic butter for it. So gotta spread that around. So it looks pretty good. So I'm not gonna keep moving it here, yeah. Just make a big mess. And a little bit of Parmesan. And another row of noodles. Like I like to do a few rows of noodles before I put ricotta on, because it has to have something to hold it there. Otherwise it's just gonna fall through. So this is gonna be pretty tasty. But I will post the finished product after on Facebook so everybody can see it. Now, isn't this a big noodle? Where did I put my knife? There we go. Doesn't matter what it looks like because you're going to cover it all up. And it's all going to taste good. So yeah, we're just going to do this here. My recipe is from when I worked in Vancouver. I worked with a guy. It was Carlucci's Restaurant. He used to be the head chef at the Devonshire Hotel. And he decided he wanted to start his own place. The Devonshire Hotel was like some fancy place in the 60s. Like people used to go there and damask curtains and all that other stuff. It was a beautiful place. So, and he knew what he was doing, this guy. Self-taught. So, but his kids did not want to have anything to do with his business at all. So he gave me all his recipes. And then I used them in my own restaurant here. And not long after we started, we had people coming from Ontario on Sundays. It was pretty good, considering people were going past how many hundreds or thousands of restaurants to come and eat here. So I thought that was pretty impressive. So we're going to put some more bechamel. My sauce, if you want to know the recipe for it, it's on Facebook. And I'm going to put, and I have the recipe there. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put some ricotta on here. Ricotta is so good. It will soften everything up a little bit too much, so that's why you don't want to put too much of the sauces on, and you also want to put a few layers of noodles beforehand, especially when you're using a homemade noodle, because the homemade noodle is really, really soft. Okay, which way did we go here? I think this way here this time. You've got little tiny pieces. Put those on. There we go. This is like some of the best lasagna you can get. When Carlucci's was going, we used to have people coming from all over the mainland on Fridays to come and have something that's really, really good, which is was our clam chowder, and it was excellent. I might share that. We'll see. But it was good. It wasn't the red sauce. Well, it was a red sauce, but it wasn't watery like red. I mean, red clam chowder. I mean, but it also was. It didn't have any cream in it either. So it was a mix of something totally different, which was very, very good. Here we go. I'll put a little more ricotta. I like to keep back a lot of sauce too for on top of, like, later, so you can just soak everything. And oh man, and this sauce is so good when you really want to have meatballs and spaghetti. If you let that sauce, put your meatballs in there and let them cook for a couple hours. Oh, so good, so good. But here we go. How is everybody doing here? I'm hoping that everybody can see what I'm doing, and actually this is the first YouTube one that I've done. And look at that. I think we're just about ready here. One more layer and that's it. Wow, one batch of sauce, one batch of pasta noodles does one 9 by 13. Well, there we go. Now I know. So we're going to do this here. And more bechamel. I have a lot of bechamel. So I'll be able to do one more thing of lasagna, but I'll see if I want to do it tonight or not. There. Parmesan. And the last noodles here. They're going this way. Whatever happens, happens. Doesn't fill it all up, oh well, that's okay. But I think it's pretty well going to. So yeah, so the tip is for to keep your noodles from sticking and all that, and you can make them earlier, put them in some wet cloth, and then they won't stick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a good layer of sauce on top to cover all the noodles. And then I'll put Parmesan, and then I'm just going to put a piece of parchment paper. That way if there's too much moisture, it'll dissipate and it'll stay together. And if it gets a little bit too dry, it won't matter too much because I have lots of sauce left over, and you can put it all over top of it after. Which is so yummy. There we go. I think that'll do. More Parmesan. And I got a piece of parchment paper. So the parchment paper is going to go over top. It kind of sticks on it because it's wet anyway. And it really cooks good. So this is going to go into the oven probably about an hour. Yeah, probably an hour. Maybe 3/4 of an hour. We'll see. I don't remember. But I'll let you know how long it'll be. So I hope everybody enjoyed this here. It's kind of funny watching me on Facebook and it's behind. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. We're going to figure out how to do it better and get people on this live thing on YouTube, so you can actually get onto YouTube and comment on there, so I can actually answer your questions. That was the idea, is that so I could get you guys on and to answer questions while I'm doing it, and you can ask, figure out what you want to know. So in the meantime, I guess everybody will just have to ask me on Facebook and see how it goes. So thank you for coming, and I'll talk to you later. we'll see what we do on the next video. Okay, goodbye. Bye-bye. See if it finishes here. You are sure you want to stop streaming? Yes, I do.